What is going on, everybody? I am Rob Westerman III of GBP Daily, and thank you for tuning in to the Rob Westerman Show. You can find me all over the social sphere at GBP Daily. Shoot me a follow, subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit me up in the DMs. I am always available to talk Packers anytime, any day, and today is Thursday. December 4th. Happy Thursday. Happy Bears week. And boy, oh boy, if you have been on social media, you have probably seen quite the discourse going on between Packers and Bears fans, just absolutely getting after each other. Bears fans are rightfully so hyped up about their chances on Sunday, and Packers fans hoping that we can get back on the winning track here against these guys, because whether you want to accept it or not, whether you think that game counted back in January or not, whether you think it was meaningless somewhat for us, we were missing some starters. The Bears did win our last matchup, so they've got that to cling on to for hopefully not much longer. We got to put a stop to it. We got to put a stop to it on Sunday, and I am comfortably thinking that we do. So let's get into some practice updates today, and it was a cold one. 10 degrees out there today for practice for the Packers in Green Bay, who did practice outside because, as you know, the game on Sunday will be outside, and it will be cold. Kickoff is 3:25, and the sun goes down a little after 4. And the high on Sunday is 20 degrees with a low of 3 degrees. So it's going to be getting cold once that sun goes down. December football at its finest. Lambeau Field, cold. There's a little chance for some snow flurries. Just the perfect opportunity to take down the number one seed in the NFC in the Chicago Bears. I hope like heck that is the case on Sunday. Some practice updates from today. Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Quay Walker, Nate Hobbs, Carl Brooks, and Marshawn Lloyd. Yes, Marshawn Lloyd. All those guys were out on the practice field today putting in that work. Great to see. Not so great to see those who didn't practice. Javon Bullard, who is dealing with an ankle injury. Lucas Van Ness with the foot. Savion Williams and Devontae Wyatt, who will be going on IR here soon. Those guys all did not practice today. And let's rewind it back to Javon Bullard, who has been playing great this year, by the way. He was limited yesterday with that ankle injury, and then, as I just said, downgraded to DNP, did not practice. So not necessarily what you want to see for Bullard and his chances for playing on Sunday. Definitely something to keep an eye on as the week progresses here. We've got tomorrow, and then that's it. So if Javon Bullard does not practice tomorrow, I would imagine that he is not going to play on Sunday. But let's hope he goes back out on the practice field tomorrow, because we're going to need him. He's been playing great this year. So hopefully he's back out of practice tomorrow, but we shall see. The Packers are 6.5-point favorites on Sunday. And although Chicago is the number one seed in the NFC, the Vegas sports books, they all like us to win by about a touchdown. So interesting, right? Vegas is seeming to hop on the train of the Bears not being as good as what their record is showing. Anybody going to the game this weekend? Anybody thinking of going to the game this weekend? If you are thinking of going to the game this weekend and don't have tickets, maybe you're thinking of going to the Denver game out in Colorado next weekend. Maybe you're thinking about going to Chicago in 2 weeks to watch us take down the Bears again at Soldier Field. If so, do not buy your tickets anywhere else other than TickPick. They guarantee the cheapest Packers tickets on the market. And in fact, if you find cheaper tickets elsewhere, which you will not, because I have personally tracked and logged every game to prove this fact for 2 years now, they will refund you 110% of your money back. Same tickets as everybody else. StubHub, SeatGeek, Vivid Seats, Ticketmaster, You name it, and TickPick is the cheapest every single time. Use the code Packers22 for an extra $22 off the already cheapest tickets on the market. Shout out to TickPick. I appreciate their partnership with myself. I've used them every time I've gone to a Packers game over the past 5 or 6 years. Usually hit up about 1 or 2 games a year and have never had an issue. They are the best in the biz. Let's hop into the comment section here, shall we? And as always, if you want to be a part of the show, give me a call on the Nicolet Law hotline, 319-242-2332. Family owned and operated since 2007 with decades of combined legal experience, Nicolet Law's team of compassionate local attorneys are prepared to meet your unique legal challenges head on. Nicolet Law is just shy of 2,000 5-star reviews and have helped their clients recover over $350 million in the last 17 years that they have been in business. Injured, get Nicolet. What do we got cooking up in the chat? What's the vibe, everybody? We got Packers Bears week. As I was talking about earlier, the social sphere is flooded with smack talk. Some friendly, some not so friendly between Packers and Bears fans. I personally have not indulged a whole lot with the smack talk. I've been posting mainly facts, right? And it might have triggered a couple Bears fans here and there, but I have not been engaging too much. I don't have time for it. I just don't. I don't have time to go back and forth with Bears fans that are hiding behind pictures of Caleb Williams as their profile photos. I don't have time for it. So I have not been indulging. Anybody in here been indulging in some smack talk? I've got some Bears fans, Bears fan friends that I usually keep it pretty friendly with. I personally have never really hated the Bears. During my lifetime, they've been pretty bad for the most part. They haven't really caused us any problems. And when they had the chance to back in 2010 during the Super Bowl run, they didn't. So we beat them, the last game of the year. Then we beat them in the NFC title game to go to the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I don't have any huge rift or, anger towards the Bears. Least favorite NFC North team is the Vikes. I've just never been a fan of the Vikes. I just feel like they're really just like a fraudulent franchise, and just I've never been a fan of the Vikes. That's my least favorite NFC North team. What do we got? My man Nick is in the house as always. I really hope Matt gets these guys ready. This isn't the Bears team of the past. They've gotten better, but if you watch them, it's clear they still aren't great. And yeah, the last part couldn't be more true, Nick. No doubt about it. They are better, and they are finding ways to win games in the fourth quarter. But more often than not, they have been down in the fourth quarter, sometimes against pretty bad teams. And yeah, they've been finding ways to win for sure. So they deserve some credit for that. No doubt about that. But yeah, they're not a number one seed type of team, in my opinion. Now, will they make the playoffs? They very well may. Will they win a game? Probably not, but you never know. But yeah, like you said, you can't take them lightly. They are going to be coming in with everything they've got to take us down and set themselves up to win the NFC North. But we got to stop them. We got to stop that from happening. No doubt about it. We got to be ready. Like you said, Matt has to get these guys ready. And if he has to do a bunch of extra work to really get these guys ready, I'd be a little disappointed. The guys should be fired up. We lost to the Bears last year. They are getting quite a bit of attention this year for being solid. And yeah, they're coming into our house. We're favored by 6.5, right? We should take care of business, and I think we will. No doubt about it. Thank you, Nick, for hopping in. Appreciate you, as always. Another guy I appreciate, my man Nate Smith is in the house. Who is your surprise breakout player for the pack so far this year. Who am I surprised that broke out this year? I'm kind of surprised or impressed on how well both Javon Bullard and Evan Williams have been playing. Evan Williams was good last year for sure as a rookie. He's playing even better this year in year 2. And same goes for Javon Bullard. And he hasn't gotten a whole lot of love just because, he hasn't gotten any picks or anything like that. He should have had a pick against the Giants if it wasn't for Isaiah McDuffie pummeling into him for whatever reason. But both those guys have been playing very well this year. And that is why I am bummed that Javon Bullard is dealing with this ankle injury that could make him miss Sunday. Hopefully that's not the case. We'll see tomorrow for practice to see if he's out there or if he's not. But hopefully he is, and hopefully he can go on Sunday. So Nate, to answer your question, Javon Bullard and Evan Williams. How about you, Nate? Let me know in the comments. Who are you surprised that is having a breakout year for us this year? Let me know. My man King AJ in the house. Need to go 5 wide with Dobbs, Watson, Golden, Reed, and even feel like Musgrave would be better suited in the slot as a wide receiver than off the line to the flat. Absolutely, King AJ. I talked about this shortly after Tucker Kraft went down and about Luke Musgrave, right? I feel like we haven't used him in the correct way, or at least try to maximize his talent, which is, going vertical, stretching the field, lining up in the slot, exactly like you said. Definitely not in line, definitely not blocking, definitely times 100 not leaking out into the flats and catching, a ball at the line of scrimmage and expecting him to make a guy miss, because that's never been his forte. His forte has been going vertical, stretching down the seam, opening up or going down the field and hitting him that way. We just saw it last week on Thanksgiving against the Lions. The nice play he had towards the corner. He was going down the middle of the field and broke out towards the corner of the end zone and corner in the red zone, And made a nice catch. And that's what we got to do more of is, get him lined up pretty much like a receiver, right? And that's what he's always been good at. That's what he was known for being good at in college. And for some reason, they were lining him up next to the offensive lineman, expecting him to block well, which didn't go good, expecting him to catch balls right at the line of scrimmage in the flat and break tackles, which that didn't go good. He's got to be in the slot. He's got to be standing up and running routes like the receivers are. So hopefully that's the case on Sunday. I'd like to see him out there a little more. It's pretty much like a big receiver, no doubt about it. Going 5 wide, though, would be fun. Dobbs, Watson, Golden, Reed. Would love to see Golden and Reed back out there for us. That would give us a couple extra weapons that we haven't had over the past, for Reed, few months, and for Golden the past few weeks. So thank you, King AJ. Appreciate you for swinging through. As always, Juan, agreed. Thank you, Juan. Every once in a while, it's not very often, but every once in a while, I'll say something that kind of makes some sort of sense. So what else we got cooking up in the chat? My man Riley. Jordan Love, Toyotathon is alive and well. Speaking some facts there, Riley. I don't know if you've seen my posts, and I didn't realize that he was this good during the latter half of the regular season, but his numbers from November on are insane. The touchdown interception ratio is the best in the NFL, the best in NFL history for November on, and his passer rating is the best in NFL history for November on as well. So just wild how he's been able to be so good during the second half of seasons. Now we've got to continue that into the playoffs, right? He had a rough game against the Eagles last year. He didn't have the best game against the Niners the year before. Granted, we were down some guys against the Eagles last year, and they were the eventual Super Bowl champs. But hopefully this year he can stay hot all the way through the Super Bowl. But yes, like you said, Riley, the Jordan Love Toyota-thon era is alive and well. Nate, Evan Williams was my thought. He has some unteachable instincts out there. Yep. I don't know if you've seen the clip, but Isaac Tesla, the Lions wide receiver, tried to come out and pretty much crack block him. And Evan Williams was having none of that. He came up and just pretty much leveled him, which was cool to see. Oh, Nick, do you think the Wicks game against the Lions was a breakout game, or was that a one-time game? I think it had to do with obviously Golden being out and Reed obviously not being back out on the field yet. I think it's going to be hard to mimic that with both of those guys looking like they're coming back. But I've never doubted, especially this year, my Dontavian Wicks love has never faded. I wasn't surprised that he was the go-to guy on Thursday against the Lions. He just hasn't been getting a bunch of targets. And even on Thursday against the Lions, Jordan hasn't been throwing it, more than 30 times a game. And some of those going to Tucker Kraft a lot, obviously earlier on in the year. Christian Watson, since he's came back, a lot to Romeo Doubs before Watson was out there. So, yeah, he just hasn't been getting a lot of ops. So you give him the opportunities, and we saw what he can do with them on Thursday. Hopefully he can, if it comes his way, keep rolling. I think he can. So what else we got? Lisa, will you be in attendance this weekend? Unfortunately not, Lisa. I will be watching from the humble abode at my home. Unfortunately, was not in the cards to go to the game this weekend. The tickets, though, were pretty pricey. I was talking about this today at the barbershop. Nosebleeds are like $300-$400, which is insane. And for someone like myself, I'm bringing my wife and my daughter. Us three always go to the games. That's, you're dropping $1,500 when it's all said and done on just tickets. And that doesn't even include your stay and everything else. It's insane. So I think we'll be going to the Ravens game, though, here in a few weeks. That'll be our game this year. And I am looking forward to it for sure. All right, guys, that is going to do it for me today. Thank you again for tuning in. Always love talking Packers with you guys. Hit me up on social media at GBP Daily. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Any sort of interaction helps myself and helps the page. I will be back and at it again tomorrow. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.